Welcome to another deep dive curated just for Vintage Car Chronicles.
Yeah.
Your daily dose of automotive history.
That's right.
We're on Spotify, Deezer,
Yep.
Apple Music, and of course, YouTube.
All the places.
Yeah. So you know the drill by now.
Mm-hmm.
You bring us the sources,
The good stuff.
the good stuff,
Yeah.
and we unpack it all.
Yeah.
So today,
Yeah.
we are buckling up and exploring the
Yeah.
Mercedes-Benz T80.
Oh, this is a good one.
This is a good one.
A lot of what ifs.
A lot of what ifs, a lot of ambition,
Yeah.
a lot of speed.
A lot of speed.
So we're talking a car with a 3,000 horsepower engine.
Wow.
The fingerprints of Ferdinand Porsche all over it.
Of course.
Built during the time of Nazi Germany.
A fascinating period.
And it was destined for a record-breaking run on the autobahn.
Yeah, ambitious.
Very ambitious.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's start with the dream.
Okay.
The dream behind this beast.
You're right.
It all starts with Hans Stuck.
Famous German race car driver.
Exactly.
Wanted to be the fastest man alive.
He wanted to be the fastest man alive.
Yeah.
And in 1936, he sent a telegram to Daimler-Benz.
The company behind Mercedes, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And he was expressing his ambition to just shatter the land speed record.
He wasn't messing around.
Not at all.
No.
And he managed to rally support from some big names.
Oh, yeah.
So we're talking
Huge name.
Ferdinand
I don't think
Porsche,
so many. It's like
the car designer,
genius.
Wilhelm Kissel.
A Daimler-Benz board member.
Yeah.
Important guy.
And then Ernst Udet
Now, that's an interesting one.
from the Luftwaffe.
The German Air Force.
Yeah.
High-ranking official.
We have to remember
Yeah,
the setting here.
absolutely.
Pre-World War II,
Yeah.
national pride and competition.
Things were heating up.
Really at a boiling point.
Yeah.
Britain was ruling the land speed record scene
Those Brits, always ahead of the game.
with guys like Malcolm Campbell
Oh, yeah.
and George Eyston.
Pushing the limits in their crazy machines.
Really remarkable machines.
Yeah.
So Stuck saw this as Germany's chance
To rise to the top.
to take the crown.
Yeah.
The T80 was going to be their weapon.
Secret weapon.
It was a symbol of their ambition,
Yeah.
showcase of their engineering.
Yeah, you can see that in how the target speed kept increasing.
Oh, yeah.
They started aiming for 342 miles per hour.
Which is crazy fast.
Insanely fast.
But
It wasn't enough.
that competition,
That desire for dominance
the desire,
fueled the need for more speed.
they kept revising that target.
Again and again.
It was like a speed race off the track,
Absolutely.
raising the stakes.
Stakes were high,
The final goal was 650 kilometers an hour,
which is,
about 404 miles per hour.
that's just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
To reach that kind of speed, you need a special car.
A league of its own.
Yeah.
And they weren't afraid to spend.
No, it's bent
It
spare,
cost 600,000 Reichsmarks.
which is about $4 million today.
They're all in.
Absolutely committed.
So let's talk about this speed demon. The T80 was an absolute monster.
The mechanical marvel,
Over 26 feet long,
huge,
weighing almost 6,400 pounds.
heavy,
6 wheels.
6 wheels.
2 in front for steering.
Okay.
4 massive ones in the back
To unleash all that power.
to unleash it all.
Wow.
Those 6 wheels weren't just for looks.
No, they needed that for stability.
They needed it at those speeds.
Yeah, and the whole design heavily influenced by aviation.
Yeah.
You see that in the streamlined body.
The aerodynamic body.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in Joseph Mickel
Aerodynamics whiz!
to design a body that would just slice through the air.
Cut through the air.
And the result?
Yeah.
A drag coefficient of just 0.18,
That's unbelievably low.
even by today's standards.
This was 1939.
It's amazing.
Forward thinking, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Applying aviation technology to land speed records.
Revolutionary.
Totally.
So,
Yeah.
speaking of aviation technology,
Yeah, okay.
the heart of this beast,
The engine.
the engine,
Yeah.
the DB603.
44.5 liter inverted V12 aircraft engine.
Wow.
3,000 horsepower.
3,000.
Mind-boggling.
It ran on a special cocktail of fuels,
What was in that?
methyl alcohol, benzene, nitrobenzene, all of it.
The good stuff.
All the good stuff.
Adapting an aircraft engine like that,
Pretty ingenious.
it shows the collaboration between automotive and aviation.
In Germany at the time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just brute force.
No.
Porsche's design was full of innovation.
Oh, yeah.
The enclosed cockpit, the low hood,
Okay.
the rounded fenders,
Yeah.
those stabilizing rear wheel covers.
Right.
Every detail,
To minimize drag and maximize stability.
meticulously crafted.
Porsche was ahead of his time
Yeah.
when it came to aerodynamics.
Absolutely.
He knew that downforce was crucial.
Yeah, to keep the car glued to the road
At those speeds you need it?
at those insane speeds.
It's still fundamental today.
It is.
It's high-performance cars.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So underneath all that sleek design, even more marvels.
Mechanical marvels.
Yes. Hydraulic torque converter,
Advanced tech. For
very advanced.
Yeah.
And to prevent those rear wheels from spinning out of control,
Yeah.
they came up with an anti-spin system.
Oh, wow.
So if the rear wheels spun faster than the front,
Yeah.
the system would dial down the engine power.
It's early traction control.
Isn't it?
Something that we take for granted now.
Yeah, it wouldn't be common for decades.
They were pushing the limits.
Absolutely.
So
So we have this incredibly ambitious car,
yeah.
dreamt up by some of the greatest minds,
Yeah.
built with cutting-edge technology,
The best of the best.
ready to take on the world.
Yeah.
They chose the autobahn
Symbol of German engineering.
for this record-breaking attempt.
It makes sense.
A straight stretch between Halle and Dessau,
Okay.
about 6 miles.
Plenty of room.
Yeah,
It was meant to be a spectacle.
it was.
A display of German dominance.
The T80, nicknamed Schwarzer Vogel, was going to be adorned with the national colors,
Yeah.
complete with the German
Of
eagle
course.
and the swastika.
Yeah.
Hans Stuck was ready
Ready to make history.
to pilot this machine into the history books.
But Destiny had other plans.
Destiny had other plans.
Yeah, the attempt was scheduled for January 1940 and then
Yes.
September 1st, 1939.
World War II, everything changed.
Everything changed.
Yeah.
The dream shattered.
Yeah.
The autobahn transformed
From a potential racetrack.
to a route for military movements.
Yeah.
That powerful DB603 engine
Pulled out.
pulled out of the T80,
Repurposed for the war effort.
probably in a fighter plane.
Most likely.
The T80
Once a symbol of ambition and pride.
relegated to storage.
Its fate uncertain.
The record attempt canceled.
The car just stood there
A silent observer.
to the events that engulfed the world.
It's a powerful image.
It is.
But the story of the T80 doesn't end there.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Even though it never raced, it remained a symbol
Of ambition.
of engineering brilliance. And years later,
Yeah.
its story would be rediscovered,
Okay.
analyzed,
Mhm.
and even subjected
What kind of tools?
computational fluid dynamics.
CFD.
CFD, yeah.
So they could actually test it.
Well, not test it, but
Virtually.
yeah,
Okay, interesting. And CFD allows engineers
yeah,
to simulate how air flows around objects.
aerodynamic.
Exactly. So it's super valuable for understanding aerodynamics.
So what did they find out?
So what did they find out? Could the T80 have hit those speeds?
Yeah, those crazy speeds.
The findings are pretty astonishing.
Yeah.
Based on this CFD analysis,
Mm-hmm.
it seems the T80 could have reached those speeds,
Wow.
potentially even faster
Faster than they imagined.
than they imagined.
It's
The
incredible.
combination of the streamlined body and that aircraft engine
Yeah.
would have made it a force on the autobahn.
A force to be reckoned with.
But, oh,
There's a catch.
there's always a catch.
The CFD analysis
Yeah.
uncovered a potential design flaw,
Oh, no.
which could have been disastrous,
At those speeds, anything could be disastrous.
especially at those speeds.
Yeah.
So tell me about this flaw.
Okay, so
What's going on?
the analysis showed that the design unintentionally created a rear diffuser.
Okay, now.
Now, diffusers are common in race cars today.
Yeah, they increase downforce.
Right, by channeling the air.
Yeah.
But
But in the T80's case,
it wasn't planned,
this wasn't part of the plan.
and it created an imbalance
In downforce.
in downforce. Yeah.
So too much downforce at the rear.
Exactly.
Okay.
The rear end would be pushed down
Mm-hmm.
while the front end would lift.
So the car could flip.
Potentially. Yeah, at high speeds.
Oh, wow.
A very dangerous situation.
Yeah, like what happened with the Mercedes CLR at Le Mans.
Yeah, I remember that. So the T80
This car built to shatter records
could have been its own worst enemy.
because of this accidental aerodynamic feature.
It just shows you.
It shows you.
Even the most brilliant minds can make mistakes,
They can.
especially when they're pushing the boundaries. It makes you wonder
It really does.
if they had tested it
Yeah.
and found this flaw,
Mhm.
could they have fixed it?
Could they have made it safer
And faster.
and faster?
It's another what if
Another what if.
to this already amazing story.
It is a captivating story,
But
but
even with this flaw,
Mm.
the T80 is still a remarkable feat of engineering.
Absolutely.
It showcases the ambition and ingenuity of its creators.
Absolutely.
And it never raced.
It never did.
But it captures the imaginations
Yeah.
of car enthusiasts.
Of historians.
Yeah, it represents an
It's-
era.
When speed was everything.
And speed was the ultimate goal.
National pride tied to those achievements.
Yeah, absolutely.
And today,
Today,
you can see this legacy
you can see the T80
at the Mercedes-Benz Museum in Stuttgart.
Yeah.
Visitors can just marvel
at its form, at its wheels,
at its sleek form.
and imagine what could have been.
What could have been.
It's a powerful artifact
It is
from a bygone era.
a time of ambition and tragedy.
Yeah.
The T80 story
Reminds us
that technological progress,
is often intertwined with history.
it's so true.
It's also a reminder that sometimes
Yeah.
the most intriguing stories
The most intriguing stories?
are those that remain unfinished.
Yeah.
The T80 never had its moment,
Its moment of glory.
but its legacy lives on.
It does, as a technological marvel.
And a historical artifact.
Absolutely.
And that's the beauty of
Exactly.
automotive history.
Yeah.
We uncover
We uncover the human stories,
the dreams, the ambitions
their challenges.
that shaped these machines.
We've explored the
Yeah.
dream,
Mhm.
the
I
potential,
have a fate.
the ultimate fate of the T80.
But there's one more aspect,
One more thing we need to address.
and it's the most complex one.
It's the most sensitive one.
Okay.
The T80's connection
To Nazi Germany.
to Nazi Germany.
A topic we can't ignore.
We can't overlook it.
Yeah. Yeah, the T80, it was conceived and built during the rise of Nazi Germany,
Yeah.
a regime known for its ideology
Mhm.
and its pursuit of power.
We can't ignore that part of the story.
No, we can't.
The T80 was a project that had the backing of high-ranking Nazi officials.
Like Ernst Udet
We already mentioned him.
from the Luftwaffe.
And it wasn't just about speed records.
Yeah.
The car was meant to be a symbol
Of what?
of their technological prowess,
Mm-hmm.
national strength.
It was a propaganda tool.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Please.
That nickname, Schwarzer Vogel, the Blackbird,
Right.
it evokes this
Speed power.
speed and power, but also this hint of menace.
I see what you mean.
And remember,
Yeah.
it was going to be adorned with the symbols of Nazi Germany.
The eagle, the swastika,
Yeah.
a very visual representation.
It's a bit unsettling
It is.
when you think about it.
Yeah.
This incredible machine
Yeah.
used to promote a regime.
That caused so much suffering.
Yeah, it underscores the fact that,
Fact.
that these advancements
Yeah.
can be used for both good and evil.
That's true.
It's a reminder to
Mm.
always consider the ethical implications
Of progress.
and be cautious
Yeah.
of its potential misuse.
It's a complicated legacy.
It is, for sure.
We can marvel at the engineering,
Yeah,
but we can't shy away.
from the historical context.
And its intended purpose.
Yeah,
History is rarely straightforward.
right.
It's full of contradictions,
Yeah.
triumphs, and tragedies.
And the T80 story,
Embodies all of that.
it makes us think critically
Yeah.
about the motivations behind these advancements
Yeah.
and the potential consequences.
Intended and unintended.
Yeah, so
Whoa.
as we wrap up our deep dive
Mhm.
into the world of the Mercedes-Benz T80,
It's been a journey.
we're left with more than just facts and figures.
Yeah.
We're left with a story
That raises questions.
that sparks new avenues of thought.
A reminder
Reminder that the pursuit of knowledge,
is ongoing.
it's a journey. We've explored its origins,
The design,
the potential,
the connection to history.
and its ultimate fate.
Yeah.
But we've also touched upon
Yeah.
the human desire for speed,
The allure of innovation
the complexities of national pride
and the ethical responsibilities.
that come with pushing those boundaries.
Important stuff.
Important stuff that still resonates today.
Yeah. As we face new technologies
New challenges.
and new ethical dilemmas
So as you reflect,
on this story.
think about some questions.
What kind of questions?
How do we find a balance
Between what?
between technological advancement
Mhm.
and ethical considerations?
That's a big one.
How do we ensure
Yeah.
our innovations are used for good?
And not for destruction
And how can we learn
in the past.
to shape a better future?
Big questions.
Big questions worth pondering.
Absolutely.
So thanks for joining us
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Remember, Vintage Car Chronicles brings you a new episode every single day,
Every day.
packed with fascinating stories from the world of automotive history.
Can't wait for the next one.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you then.